For the week of April 20th, 2020. That's 420. Say 420.
Oh,
Why
yes, indeed. How did I not know that?
Why have I not been like, yeah, usually I have like all sorts of messages and things all over the news talking about how it's 420, but
that's funny.
Well, today's 420.
It's
Not
Monday.
That I smoke a lot of pot, but I still observe the holiday for others.
Yeah, I mean.
Anyways, welcome to This Week in Cincinnati, the podcast dedicated to bringing you the news of the Queen City without the filter. This week, we're talking about reopening Ohio, Cincinnati card games, the death of UC soccer, and much, much more.
Welcome to glorious Cincinnati.
It is sensational for Cincinnati.
It's skyline time.
And this one belongs to the Reds.
Cincinnati, Ohio.
WKRP in Cincinnati.
So anyways, Alysa, it's been 2 weeks. So how have the past 2 weeks been for you?
It has been 2 weeks. Good. Just trying to, stay sane. Been working on my, health and fitness a lot. I've been doing an ebook. I have some home workouts that I do 3, 4, 5 days a week that require no equipment or anything like that. So that's good.
Wait, hold on. Did you say you're doing an ebook or an
ebook?
What is that?
See, I have to do the ebook. So this vlogger that I follow, I guess she's a YouTuber, did an exercise ebook, and I bought it, I don't know, probably 6 months ago and never finished it. I did like the first 2 weeks and then, got busy. And so I've been doing that, which I have to do to combat the cookbook I've been also completing from Joanna Gaines. So, but yeah, work's been really easy. I work from home anyway. So that's been super easy for me to be very structured. I have my planner, I have my time block out all day. But then my extra time, just finding, I usually have an hour a day that I'm doing school pickup and that kind of stuff. So I've been filling that with cooking, and then subsequently working out so that I don't, put on 8,000 pounds.
That's us. I never thought about completing a cookbook, but I guess that's what people do. They just go through the entire book.
Well, I'm not completing the entire thing, but I did like a full almost 2 weeks where at least dinner, sometimes breakfast and lunch were all from Joanna Gaines' Magnolia Table cookbook, leading up to the release of her second cookbook, which arrived right in time. We need to start doing recipes out of them.
Yeah. I just got to make sure you have the food available.
Yes.
That's the hard part.
Yeah, ClickList has been pretty okay. I did go to Findlay Market one day. I didn't enjoy that. There were a lot of people not distancing. The vendors were really trying to get everybody to follow rules. They had things set up and whatever, but people weren't listening and they were in groups and had no masks. And now Kroger's turned into that too. I feel like with now that they've started talking about things opening back up, which we'll get into later, I feel like everybody's just like, okay, we're good.
Yeah.
Which gives me a ridiculous amount of anxiety because I'm out working, you're out working, and the traffic this weekend was wild. Like
really?
On Saturday afternoon, I had a showing on like the northern side of the west side over Ribolt Road exit. Between here and there, it took me an extra 5 minutes to get there than normal, like it would during rush hour.
Really?
It was insane because everyone was going to Lowe's. When I drove by Lowe's, there was just line because they're only letting like a really small amount of people in it.
Well, it was like one in, one out. I think there was, there was like 100 people, one in, one out or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I stood in that line yesterday. Yeah.
Part of the problem.
I'm part of the solution.
Okay.
It's
okay.
Yeah.
Did you have a mask
on? No, because masks keep other people's germs in, I guess.
So
I don't think I have it. So I think that's
my
wife said the same thing.
There's a really good infographic now that shows like the percentage of you being able to get, infected based on whether you're wearing a mask and you're asymptomatic or you're wearing a mask and you don't have it at all versus the person across from you wearing it. And if both of you are wearing it, there's a very, very small chance of transmission.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mask up.
You got to practice safe losing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how was your 2 weeks other than Lowe's?
It was good. So, I'm feeling the effects of yesterday mostly. I mean, I don't know what we've done. Work is still going as normal. I haven't noticed a big shift in that, but I'm getting up later and I'm going home earlier. No, so this past weekend, it was finally dry enough to do some outside work, and we're still trying to get a lawn installed with the new house.
Right.
So basically we spent pretty much all day wheelbarrowing rocks, giant rocks around. I have this spring in the back corner of my lot that I'm trying to fill with rocks.
Yeah.
And man, I have a new appreciation for anyone that does physical labor, because I know I was not working that hard and my whole body is achy today. But my kid loved it. My 10-year-old, he doesn't want us to get a lawn because he just loves digging up rocks.
Oh, well,
we found some very nice big rocks that are now decorating our landscaping. That was fun. But that was how we spent most of yesterday. And I was a little hungover from the night before.
Yeah.
So moving rocks in general is not fun, but if you're hungover is also less fun.
Yeah.
So
some serious hydration.
Yeah. But no, I still don't really have a schedule, like I wish I had like time to focus on anything else, but part of it's because we've just been working on the house. Like we hung a bunch of artwork and stuff up finally, and we're just sort of we're still in the process of getting settled. So there's not a whole lot of me time, except I am watching Too Hot to Handle on Netflix, which is great. We'll talk about that and things to do.
Yeah.
We just started watching that, and it's maybe one of the first shows in a long time that my wife and I can both really appreciate together, because usually our tastes don't line up. Yeah. I swear it's getting worse. Maybe she just pretended to like the stuff I liked when we were dating.
That's possible.
Yeah, I don't know. But otherwise,
we do that.
Been good.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah. Awesome. All right. Well, let's get down to business. We have 2 business stories for you this week. Kroger CEO Rodney McMullen joined UFCW, Kroger's employees union, in calling for the temporary official designation of first responder to Kroger's 460,000 employees. Doing so would improve the supermarket's access to scarce personal protective equipment and potentially better access to testing. Meanwhile, Kroger associates are calling for state governments to further limit the amount of shoppers in their stores. Kroger effectively cut their store capacity in half, which for many stores is still 500 plus patrons at once, meaning not much has changed since his recent order. I'm all for that, but I don't understand why they need the state government to further limit the amount of shoppers, at least in Ohio. I know Kroger's all over the country, but at least in Ohio, when DeWine was talking about the order, he was saying that each store was going to set their own limit and then enforce it. So I find it interesting that, big business is asking government to regulate, just self-regulate, do it yourself. Yeah. Put a sign outside, put your guy at the door, 1 in, 1 out, like Lowe's.
Yeah. I don't know if it's like crowd control. They think people are going to, I don't know. Well, I can tell you, I went to Kroger last week. Okay. And there's 2 kind of near my house. And there's one of them, there are these Asian ladies every time that just like right before you grab the cart, like you go towards a cart and then she's like, oh, okay. And then she'll clean it right in front of you. Sit
down.
The other Kroger, the lady's just sort of like hanging out in the corner singing songs. And just like, she's got like earbuds in or something. And she's just sort of jamming. And she has her cleaning supplies in her bucket. And I'm like, okay, do I just take one? Because maybe she's already gone through and wiped them down.
Yeah.
Maybe as soon as one gets pulled, she does it.
Yeah.
But I really like when they do it in front of me.
Yeah, that I do too. My Kroger has been doing that. They've been wiping them down in front of you, which is really nice. I bring a wipe in with me just because I feel like they're wiping the handle, but not the whole cart. And I'm one of those people that will drag the cart from the front or just kind of flip it around and I touch the cart all over. So yeah. Well,
And I just hand carry everything too. That's my new thing.
If I don't need much,
but then I'm like, well, no, I always end up with
I
like
drop
14
stuff
items.
Too much stuff. Yeah,
I'm walking through Lowe's and I got a 100-foot hose, which I didn't know I needed till I went inside there. And I'm carrying all this other junk. Yeah. And then finally I get up and I'm just like heaving it all. And I got to remember to take it out of my pockets and stuff. And,
I know. And I've got my own bag that I bring with me. It's like there's a temptation to just put it in your bag so that you can carry it up and then take it out. But then you're like, what if I forget something? Or what if they just think I'm stealing? Like, so I'm like struggle train. Same. It's, comedic gold. What can I say? Yeah. Got to have any laugh you can in these days.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. Well,
yeah. Okay. Well, I would like them to have more access to PPE.
Yeah.
That'd be good. Do it.
Yeah. Cincinnati Public Schools is launching CPS TV, which I think is anyways, I'll save my comments for the end of the news story. I can barely save them. Anyways, it's a new television program that will teach general lessons to several thousands of students around Cincinnati. More than 5,000 students have been deemed as unreachable by educators. 5,000 kids. Mm-hmm. It's crazy. Yeah. And another 5,000 or so have not responded to educators' communication. Of the 35,000 enrolled students, only 13,000 have been in communication, have been successfully contacted, with 30% of the students not having access to the internet. The district is hoping TV will be able to reach those that they've lost contact with at a minimum. Lessons will include literacy on Monday and Wednesday, and then STEAM topics on Tuesday and Thursday, and lessons from museums, parks, and libraries on Fridays. The lessons will air on Channel 15 for Spectrum and 803 on Cincinnati Bells Network, and they start at 7:30 a.m. Mm-hmm. So on one hand, I totally applaud this.
Yes.
I think it's great that they're trying to do something, and it really is a shame that there's parents that don't have a phone or email and still manage to kind of get their kids to school. But I wish that there was a way that they could ensure these kids watch this stuff because I guess if you don't have Fortnite going on in the background, I'm sure if the kids had to choose between let's watch what the content our teachers put together, or let's watch Disney Channel or something, or some other option, they'd probably pick some other option, because the same parents that probably are going to ensure their kids watch these channels are the ones that also probably have a phone or email.
Yeah. Well, and if I feel like if they were going to be, making sure, like you said, that their kids had access to this stuff, Spectrum's giving away free internet for a couple of months to families that don't have it. So they probably would have done that. Or, like you said, I mean, there are 5,000 that haven't responded to the communication, but there are 5,000 students that are like unreachable, meaning they don't have a phone number or an email address for their parents. I mean, I hope this is successful, but I'm a little skeptical. Yeah.
Well, I wonder if they could have I know you can't give some of this stuff away, but I would think they could have worked with Cincinnati Bell, at least being local, and said, let's figure out how to get these kids a hotspot on some kind of cheap Fire tablet device.
Right.
They may be in short supply right now.
Yeah.
And everyone and their brother would claim that they need free internet, and it'd be a whole catastrophe. But that I feel like that would be a good way to spend the taxpayer dollars.
Oh, for sure.
Right now.
And I wonder what the backlog is with Spectrum, actually, the fact that they're offering this free internet, like, can you even get an appointment to get it hooked up? So. Yeah.
This will all be wireless, it would have to be through those little.
Yeah. Probably just like a hotspot or something.
Yeah. Hotspot sort of thing. You couldn't run lines and have an in-person appointment. It would just be come and pick up a device. But.
Maybe. Yeah, that makes sense. I didn't think about that.
I don't know. Yeah.
I just cut the cord like a couple of months ago. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. Anyways, but that's how I feel about that.
Yeah, same. In politics, we have two stories this week.
Billions and billions and...
In a signature Wine with DeWine conference last week, Mike DeWine announced that the state of Ohio would begin reopening on May 1st, letting people gradually get back to work. While things may start opening up, DeWine warned that life will still be very different until a vaccine is found. All businesses should continue to practice the safety measures that have been put in place. The decision has been controversial, with some saying that May 1st is way too soon and that more widespread testing is necessary first, while others are saying it cannot come soon enough. As of Sunday, Ohio has 11,602 confirmed cases, with 2,559 hospitalizations and 471 deaths. To be clear, he said that the plan to open back up is not set yet, and they will be making announcements, I think, this week regarding what that looks like. This does not mean that May 1st, like, all doors are open and everybody should go out. However, like I talked about earlier, I think it kind of feels like people have decided that they're just going to do that. So, yeah, we'll see.
I think, did you see he had 3 phases? Right?
Yes.
And I think the first phase was allowing public dining and gyms to open.
Yep.
But social distancing the tables.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know.
Which will be, I
mean, they obviously, even half capacity probably wouldn't work in a lot of restaurants. Like bigger restaurants, yeah, that'd be fine. They'd just mark off tables that can't be used or whatever. But smaller restaurants, that's pretty rough.
I know that I have a haircut that's going to have to happen here in the next week or so. And I did not see that addressed whatsoever.
No, I didn't either. I did not see any kind of salons or spas. I also didn't see retail stores addressed I wasn't looking directly at DeWine's plan. I guess I was looking at the federal plan last night, late, when I was on my phone in bed as per usual. And I didn't see anything about retail stores, malls and things like that.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I think they said like the third phase, everything still included social distancing. So even like even the last phase they have is still social distancing.
Right.
So I don't know how or when phase 4 is going to happen. Maybe not till next year, which means any venue that has seats is not going to be able to function.
Right. It seems really interesting. A lot of people are talking about concerts and things like that, sporting events not having fans attending until next fall. And I know, a lot of countries that did a really good job at the outset of this opened back up and are now seeing spikes again. So like Hong Kong, if you're not a resident of Hong Kong, you cannot go into Hong Kong. So they're only allowing residents to get back in. And then they also are you have to have a wristband and they're like tracking you. This whole Big Brother thing is freaking me out of anything. Yeah. We got to do what we got to do to keep people safe and alive for sure. But I don't want the government on my phone any more than they already are.
No. Yeah. They may already be tracking you.
I'm sure. Now they're just doing it out loud, I guess.
That's pretty much true.
Yeah.
So in our second story, ravaged by the coronavirus outbreak, the city of Cincinnati is facing a $15 million deficit for the final 2.5 months of the 2020 fiscal year and an $81 million deficit for the 2021 fiscal year. So the results of these deficits could result in police layoffs, cuts to public services, and the closing of all city pools for all of 2021. Meanwhile, the city owes FC Cincinnati a $33 million reimbursement for local infrastructure improvements around the new stadium. City Councilman Chris Seelbach, which is like the only one you ever hear about. It is amazing. Every story we do is Chris Seelbach.
Yeah. Or PG Sittenfeld, which I couldn't point either of them out in a lineup and would surely mix them up.
Oh, I could.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why. And what, Tamaya. And she's gone. She's she's still my favorite, but she's gone. Anyways, so Chris Seelbach had asked the FCC essentially to forget that amount of money and instead, like the city to hold on to that money to combat the deficit. The issue, however, is that the $33 million is meant for permanent capital improvements, not for operating expenses, meaning it cannot be used to pay salaries for police, fire, other public services. So Seelbach thinks that they can change that, but so far no one has budged. So that was money previously set aside for improvements. They gave it to FC Cincinnati to accommodate the stadium.
Sorry.
Bless you. Wow.
That was a reserved version, so sorry about that.
I hate to see the real version, but
it's rough.
Are you feeling a little warm and sick by chance?
No.
Is sneezing
it's
a symptom? Well, is it a symptom of coronavirus?
I think it kind of can be, but it's allergy season.
Okay. Keep telling yourself that. Anyways, he's, from what I understand, he's never liked the stadium. He's never been a fan of it.
Yeah.
So if it was, I don't know, I think there's more of a personal vendetta against this. But if we can continue to operate this streetcar, which is, maybe shut that down, make some money back.
Right.
Again, I don't know if you can just pull back the funds you already promised someone and they've started improvements just because we are where we are.
Yeah, I mean, the money's pretty much already been spent, and for me, if you can't spend the money on the stuff you're claiming you need the money for, then that goes to your point that it seems like it's more of a personal, like, vendetta type instead of pulling it from something else. Yeah, it seems pretty stupid, but what are you gonna do? Yeah, we'll see. They'll figure it out.
I think he just looks for controversy. He's just like, 100%. He's just like, what can I say
to get myself in the news today?
To get in the news that'll upset, majority of people out there.
Yeah.
That's his MO.
Yeah. Speaking of soccer, we do have a quick Cincy sports update this week. This week that they would be terminating their men's soccer program effective immediately. The athletic department said the decision was made due to budget cuts, indicating that the program was not making enough money to be kept running. This could just be the first domino to fall in the collegiate world, with many universities looking to scale back costs amidst the pandemic. It's interesting that it's soccer, since that's like a rising sport, but the U.S. soccer, non-Cincinnati news, U.S. Soccer, and Ryan, correct me when I get all of this wrong, canceled their academy. Like, it's just gone, done.
Yeah.
So I don't know. They just expect, I guess, local academies to bring talent to U.S. Soccer. I don't understand how you don't have an academy. It just blows my mind.
How much do you think it costs to run the Cincinnati soccer program?
I don't know.
What would you guess? Throw a number out there. I always do this.
$10 billion.
Close. Every time I ask you to guess, you say something ridiculous. It was not even close. No, it was $300,000. Okay. It was like $140,000 for the facilities.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you had a head coach and some assistant coaches and some recruiting efforts.
Yeah.
And that's not counting the potentially lost revenue of scholarships.
Right.
But really not that much. So when you think about, some of these coaches getting paid, $5 million or $8 million or whatever.
Yeah, no.
You could just shave off a little bit of salaries here and there. Everyone take a 1% hit and you have an entire program.
Yeah.
Which, I get, like, no one goes to see soccer games. No one really goes to see, like, wrestling matches and things like that.
Right.
And a lot of times they blame it on Title IX, but really it becomes, these are the sports that we want to, to just focus on and make our school about, and we want to cut everything else. So it does kind of suck.
Yeah, I do believe that they said that any kids that were there already on scholarship would still get their money. So at least they're not like, just, sorry guys, hope you're still able to come to college.
Yeah, but those athletes aren't there because it's a free ride.
And they're also going to release them if they want to play somewhere else.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think Xavier still has a soccer team. So maybe that's who I'm going to root for now.
Although
I don't even care about soccer.
Sure, that's a really tough decision for you.
Yeah. No, I root for my own kids because I coach soccer.
That's right.
But I don't care about it once we get beyond high school, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
I'm part of the problem, I guess. I should have bought those season tickets for Cincinnati soccer.
Yeah, I'm looking to see what's going to be going on there. I think the MLS is going to be announcing soon, or they just announced games will start again mid-June, I believe. It was supposed to be mid-May, but now they're doing mid-June. I don't know that fans will be involved, though, but I believe they're going to try to start playing games.
Do they? I don't even think they would charge. They probably don't even charge to go see a soccer match. I wouldn't imagine in the college level.
I don't know.
Like when I went to Miami, and they didn't charge for football games, if I recall, because no one would want to go. Everyone would rather just party. So like there was no, you didn't have to.
I mean, high school charges.
Oh, like your parents?
No, like a wrestling match.
Well, they charge the parents just to make extra money because they know the parents have to go and watch them. But in college, unless they're charging the parents,
that's fair.
I mean, of course, it's not going to make any money.
Yeah,
I
guess.
All right, let's move on into entertainment then.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait, hold on. I got one more quick. This Thursday night, the NFL draft, virtual NFL draft.
Yes.
A little after 8 p.m. and literally you can go to bed at like 8:10. Because we have the first pick, so it'll be over early. A new era in Bengals history will officially begin. The Bengals have the number one pick. and it's all but certain they'll select quarterback God, Joe Burrow, hoping he will be enough to turn the franchise back in the right direction. So I think a lot of the spinning they've been doing in the offseason has been to show Joe Burrow that, we're committed to winning, to make sure he doesn't have any second thoughts. But I don't remember this, any player ever being hyped as much as Joe Burrow is right now.
So I know, like a lot of pressure on the kid, but I, obviously don't pay attention to this kind of football. Like you don't pay attention to my kind of football. Good balance. But I did hear him saying things, I don't know if it was on Twitter or news or, interviews or whatever, like, I'm not a loser. I'm not playing for a losing team. So, if this is the kind of thing that makes Cincinnati get their shit together so they can have this one player they really want, and then they start making good choices elsewhere, I'm all for it, dude. Yeah. Keep talking. Just come here and actually,
yeah, but actually play
well too.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah. All right. Entertainment.
I'm going to steal the Declaration of Independence.
Predicted, the Cincinnati Zoo is looking to help keep Ohioans safe during the coronavirus outbreak, so they have started selling adult and child-sized face masks emblazoned with your favorite animal, and yes, that includes Fiona too. Masks can be found at shopcincinnatizoo.com, with adult masks going for $19 and children's masks going for $17. Animals include a red panda, sloth, hippo, and giraffe. How cute.
Yeah. Well, they laid off a lot of people at the Cincinnati Zoo.
Yeah.
They did not lay off their merchandising department and marketing team because they are all over any opportunity, which I guess you got to do when you're raising animals that are gigantic and no one's paying to come see them.
Right. Yeah. You got to make money.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing, I went to their website. Well, a few things. Apparently the red panda is a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Why?
Mm-hmm. I don't know. They're cute. Yeah. My kids like the red panda.
Okay. Like, are we one of the few zoos that has a red panda?
Sure.
Okay. Sloths.
Ryan's busy today.
everyone has sloths.
Yep.
So that's, the internet likes sloths. Giraffes. Okay. I guess. Right. But so their marketing department, what are you doing?
They got like a gnat or something.
Oh my word.
You can see me now.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my. Okay. Anyways.
Or I'm starting to crack.
Well,
I don't know. Maybe it's that.
Well, so I did go to shopcincinnatizoo.com to check these out. They have a Fiona go to bed book, which is already sold out of your pre-sale stuff. I think it's where Fiona walks around and says goodnight to the animals. That sounds cute. Okay. Yeah. But then like all their marketing are just like, they got stock photos of models and then they photoshopped like what the mask design would look like. So not even really wearing them.
Yeah.
They just kind of like, let's throw it together. We'll worry about, 'cause I guess you can't really get photos of masks on people.
No, it's not essential.
I don't know. But fortunately, the first mask I saw just had like a bunch of little hippos all over.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, well, that's stupid. If you're going to do a hippo mask, you got to do the face with big white teeth.
Yeah. Oh, see, I think that's more creepy. I think I'd rather just have like a cute little hippo print.
No.
I mean, I obviously, since I am married to El Vagabundo, Brooklyn, have a gorgeous, like floral, very cool mask.
I thought you were wearing like a leather mask.
Oh,
I'm like,
that'd be a whole other kind of show. We might have to change our rating on the podcast.
True. Yeah. Yeah. Well, anyways, so yeah, go support the zoo. The last thing we need is for them to give up and let all the animals run free around the city.
Oh, I like where your head goes. I like that.
Yeah. Well, that's that tiger guy that was up in like Zionsville or something, or somewhere in Toledo. And
I think it's like east of Columbus.
Yeah. So, anyways, and he had like 50 animals, and all of a sudden just couldn't afford to take care of them, so he opened the pins and shot himself. And then they just ran all over town.
Oh, I do remember hearing about that. I think I lived in New York at the time, but the news got
there. Yeah, and then the neighbors are like, I think there's a lion in my backyard, and 911 operators are like, are you sure it's not a deer? I'm like, no, it's attacking my horse or something.
Oh my god!
And so they went around and they just shot all the animals. So can you imagine if you're a police officer that day and you're going through your normal routine? They're like, car 27, we have 3 tigers a mile from you. We need you to go and shoot. And you're just like, what?
It just makes me so sad.
Yeah.
It's awful.
Yeah.
Awful. All right. Well, what else is going on at the zoo?
Well, the zoo also welcomes new babies from their armadillo. From their armadillo girdled lizards. who were found last November hidden inside some stuffed animals that were being shipped from South Africa to southern Florida.
Oh.
When the package passed through a Cincinnati port, X-rays showed 5 lizards moving around inside the toys, which is illegal since they are a protected species. As a result, the Cincinnati Zoo took them in, and they have been busy making babies.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Cute.
So I thought, now, those X-ray machines, right?
Mhm.
Lizards are cold-blooded, right?
Yeah.
Is there like a sensor thing where you can, like, I guess you see like moving blue things instead
Well,
of
it's not infrared. It's not infrared. It's X-ray. So it would see their bones, right?
Oh, do lizards? Yeah, I guess lizards have bones.
Yeah. They're
Yeah.
vertebrates.
So that's what they saw. I like to think.
Yeah. We get our science lesson here on the podcast.
Well,
Parents, have your kids listen.
Yeah, forget whatever the Cincinnati public. Yeah, forget what the Cincinnati Public Schools is doing. Listen to this show. And we'll talk to you all about armadillo girdle lizards.
Little biology today.
I like to think that the lizards just snuck in the stuffed animals,
right? Because it wasn't some like nefarious
yeah, it's only 5. Or I think only shipped 2 lizards? Oh, 5 lizards?
5, yeah.
Yeah, they just I don't know. Were they all in one toy, or do you put them all like one lizard per toy? But,
I don't know.
I don't know. After having the crabs, that we talked about before.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now we're getting lizards. You never know what you're going to find.
It just seems like so funny to me because we seem so like landlocked here in Cincinnati to have all this like crazy smuggling going on in our ports. I mean, what are we, Hong Kong? It's crazy.
Yeah, that's just what we know about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. So also in entertainment, we've all seen Cincinnati spelled incorrectly an ungodly amount of times. For some reason, it's really hard for people to put the proper amount of N's, T's, and I's in the right place. Thankfully, 3 business students from UC, are on a quest to change that. Tasked with creating a product and selling it in real time, Winston, here we go, Setiawan, Brendan Margulies, and James Cosgrove, hope I didn't kill those guys, thanks for all your work, built Cincer, a card game similar to Uno, but instead of numbers, the cards are only the letters that make up Cincinnati. The ultimate objective is to get enough cards to spell natty, Cincy, or Cincinnati. No points for Cincy, people. Not having it. Producer Ryan has already bought his copy, but if you're interested in getting your own, head to the link in the show notes.
There's also Cincy with a Y. You see
there is, which is how I spell it.
And how do you get? Where does the Y come from?
Yeah,
You're just adding in new letters. I never thought about it, but
yeah. What do you have? Wild card boys? Like
why not?
I guess would defeat the purpose.
Yeah, why not spell it with an S then in the front?
Yeah. So
anyways,
are we saying the Y is wrong?
Well, I don't know. I guess we can just start adding in new letters that aren't even in the original word.
I suppose.
So anyway, so this game is cheaper than one of Fiona's face masks. If you have to pick between the two and you want to save $1,
strap a sock to your face and get yourself a card game.
Yeah, I want to hear if it's actually a fun game or not from producer Ryan.
There you go. Well, I guess if you made like some kind of a drinking game out of it.
Yeah, that's true. Everything is more fun when you drink. That's what typical alcoholics say about anything. Yeah. Whoopsie. All right. So what do you have going on this weekend?
I don't know. More Killing Eve. That's what we're doing. We finished Peaky Blinders. I know we talked about that the last time. That was really good. I watched Unorthodox on Netflix, which was also good. The making of was good too. And then, but we haven't really picked up anything new on Netflix or Hulu. We did watch Onward on Disney Plus last night. That was entertaining. It wasn't like, as I've been hearing that it's like the best Disney movie ever.
My kids loved it.
Yeah, I thought it was cute. It was good, but it wasn't like, oh, I want to watch that again. But yeah, we are Killing Eve started their new season early. And it is on BBC America and AMC, I want to say.
Yeah.
And the first episode was really disappointing. But last night's episode was good. So that will be my only concrete plan for this weekend is Sunday night, new episode of Killing Eve.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you?
Well, let's see. So I watched McMillions. which is the documentary about all the,
all
the folks that scam the Monopoly things.
Yeah.
That was actually pretty good. It's only 6 episodes, like an hour each. So that was great.
Nice.
And then, we started watching Too Hot to Handle, which is the, they picked all these really beautiful people from all over the world.
Yeah.
And they put them in like a bachelor style, beach location.
Mm-hmm.
And these aren't just pretty people, but it's also like really shallow, horny people. And then there's a prize of like $100,000, but every time they kiss or do anything that's inappropriate, then they lose money out of their bank.
Oh.
And then they throw in new people, but the rules are you can't engage in physical contact, right? But the best part is they have this, woman who's kind of the host, just talking over top of them and just making fun of everybody the entire time. So on one hand, you're like, oh, wow, those people are so good looking. At the same time, it's like, oh, I'm enjoying watching these good looking people get made fun of, because then I feel better about myself.
Yeah.
Because I'm not that beautiful and I'm not on an island with all these beautiful people talking about how beautiful we all are.
Right.
So it's a great balance of like humor. And then my wife loves it because it's your typical reality dating show. So it's good. It probably shouldn't watch with the kids.
Right.
I wouldn't say it's kids friendly.
Yeah.
But it's like all those things you want to say to people on the shows. There's finally a woman, sassy enough to say it.
I like that.
Which is funny.
All right.
That's how I spend my day. Yeah.
Good times.
So, but if you are looking to stream something else that you can watch with the kids, check out Last Dance. It's a brand new 10-part documentary, 10 parts on Michael Jordan. Parts 1 and 2 air this past weekend, and you can catch 3 and 4 on ESPN Sunday night at 9. You can watch it live on cable or stream it on ESPN app. But yeah, from what I've heard so far, pretty awesome. And finally,
I do need to catch up on that. I don't know why I didn't watch it this weekend. I had like the life-size Michael Jordan poster in my room growing up.
Wow.
Was a big Bulls fan.
It's awesome.
And then he retired and I stopped watching basketball.
Yeah.
Don't care.
And if you want an activity to do, the Jack Box Party Pack, all right, which is a fun new way to connect friends and family digitally. Check out the Jack Box, I can't even say it, Jack Box Party Games.
Yeah.
Mini games that can be bought on any mobile device, computer, or game consoles, and players log into the game directly from their phones. Game include fun twists on trivia, Mad Libs, Pictionary, and more. Producer Ryan, again, can vouch for this one. But yeah, like a friend was saying that they played poker online and they all Zoomed. So they could all kind of like play an online poker thing, which I think is great. And, we tried to do a call with my family, just like a Zoom call with all the families.
Mm-hmm.
And then after about 4 minutes of screaming and all the kids saying hi, we're like, well, now what do we talk about? It's way too hard. So we need some sort of structured thing to do, I think.
Yeah, that's cool. My sister and I we downloaded the Cast app, KAST, and one of us will cast. She has the like paid Hulu, so she does it since it doesn't have ads. We've been watching Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist, which is really entertaining. Yeah. And then we just like chat. There's a chat box on the side and we chat while we do that.
You don't like see each other as you watch the show?
No, she just casts her screen. Like we could do a Zoom call at the same time as she was casting her screen, but there's just so many apps.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily need to hear her voice while I'm watching it. The chat function's nice. The only thing I don't like about it is the chat function doesn't have autocorrect. So I spend half my time like backspace. That's a little annoying because we're so reliant on it now. But yeah, I'll have to see about this Jack Box Party Pack. Really got to say that slow.
It's really hard to say. Yeah. Whatever. We'll call it the JPP.
Oh, there you go. The JPP. Check it out.
All
right. Cool. Well, awesome. That is all for This Week in Cincinnati. Cincy Media, as well as rating and reviewing us on iTunes. We would love to be able to keep making this podcast. I know a lot of you guys out there like it. We have gotten a couple of new reviews. I am not prepared to read those on the air. Maybe Ryan can do that.
We'll do it next. We'll do it next week.
Okay, I like that because I feel like it should be in the main show.
Yeah, and then I can figure out what the voices are, and
Oh yeah, that is fun when you do that. So stay tuned for the cleanup with our producer Ryan Taulbee as he corrects all the mistakes and misinformation we tried to feed you as fact throughout this episode. For Brett and myself, have an amazing week this week in Cincinnati.
Hello guys, and welcome to the cleanup with producer Ryan. We only have 2 things to go over, so let's get into it. Thanks for sticking with us through our break last week. Everyone needs a break, including our wonderful hosts, so let's get into it. Our first topic today, U.S. Soccer did cancel all of their academies, and instead, Major League Soccer, this seems kind of like coordinated, but Major League Soccer is going to step up and is basically creating a whole new elite youth league that will kind of take the place of the U.S. Soccer League, or at least the youth academies of it, and it's going to be kind of in conjunction with the MLS squads they already have. It might be like mixed with the USL, so it's all kind of messy, but looks like Major League Soccer is stepping up to the plate to replace all of those academies. Also, the thing with Red Pandas is they're just cute. And they're in tons of zoos around the country. There's a whole thing called the Red Panda Network, but they are endangered, so maybe that's why they're important. But red pandas are just dope, and there's just a little bit more of them than there are actual pandas. So I guess that's why everyone loves them. And that's pretty much it. So quick and easy. Thanks for listening, guys. And as always, make sure to rate us, like us, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Check us out on Facebook. Give us a like. We really appreciate it. And we will see you guys next week.